Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Groundhog Day, and as we look at the Brown County Courthouse right now, you can maybe guess what Punxsutawney Phil predicted this morning in Pennsylvania, Tammy.
Right, because we're seeing the snow falling on this Monday as we're looking live at our Green Bay Skycam downtown. Our station's right there in the middle of it all.
Right there in the middle. Phil did see his shadow out there in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania at Gobbler's Knob, which would predict 6 more weeks of winter. However, Jimmy in Sun Prairie did not see his shadow. And as we bring in Chief Meteorologist Steve Balon, Steve, you tell us that Jimmy has a better prediction percentage than Phil does.
Yeah, it's true.
And Douglas, our resident groundhog for our Action 2 News This Morning team, did he have a prediction for us as well this morning, Steve?
Well, no, he did not. He's still in training, right? You're not a professional meteorologist. And I was also putting on a pair of sunglasses over his eyes so he wasn't blinded by the bright lights in the TV studio. I mean, the fluorescents are really bright, so I didn't want him to artificially see his shadow, right? Well, yes, I know. I'll get to it. Calm down. Anyway, so yeah, he's excited about Groundhog Day, and if you are unfamiliar with the folklore, yeah, if the groundhog is pulled out of his burrow today, the prognosticating rodent sees his shadow, well, then he says there's 6 more weeks of winter on the way. If he does not see his shadow, then that means that there's going to be an early spring. And Emerson, you basically summarized it really well. Despite both Jimmy and Phil having cloudy skies, one managed to see his shadow and one did not. Sounds like there's some groundhog shenanigans going on. What do you think, Douglas? I think there's some shenanigans going on because, Jimmy had cloudy skies. You would think he wouldn't see his shadow, and he didn't. So he is forecasting an early spring for what it's worth, if you want to buy into the folklore. However, that furry varmint out in Pennsylvania, Punxsutawney Phil, also have cloudy skies there, and he managed to see his shadow. 6 more weeks of winter, according to Phil. Well, maybe he had all those bright TV lights, and maybe that cast a shadow. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. You mind if I put you down? Okay. Here, you be good. There you go. All right. Don't eat the markers. Thank you. Okay. All right. So good. So Douglas is going to behave himself while we're looking at First Alert Viper Max. And we do have some snow showers that are still lingering from about Stockbridge up to Green Bay and up towards the Bay. And around Peshtigo, there's some light snow falling that's been kind of edging its way into Sturgeon Bay. There's also a few leftover flurries back to the south and west across Wapaka, Waushara, Green Lake, Winnebago, and Fond du Lac counties. Now, yes, there's some snow showers out there right now, but the bulk of the snow that we had from this weather maker came through overnight. Most of us got an inch or less of accumulation. Our severe weather outlook is in the low category this morning because of some slick travel. Light snow is going to be ending this morning, but just take it easy out there, especially on the side and secondary roads, and give yourself some more following distance. Looks like somebody shook up the snow globe. Hey, what are you doing there, Mr. Emerson? Did you find something on Facebook?
Just wanted to share with everybody, Steve, what we were enjoying as well.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, the future's bright, right? Future's bright. See? Douglas, yeah, I know. You had the sunglasses on, didn't you? All right, so I don't know if you need the sunglasses outside right now. It is snowing here in Green Bay. It is 22 degrees. Wind chill is 12. There's the forecast. Snow ending, clouds giving way to patchy afternoon sunshine. And by patchy, some people will see it and others will not. So if you're lucky, you'll see the skies brighten up for a little bit. We'll see a high of 26 degrees. And that's actually pretty normal for early February. Much of this winter has either been warmer than normal or colder than normal. We haven't had a lot of seasonable stretches, but today Today looks seasonable. First alert pinpoint predictor shows the flakes ending and a more of a partly sunny sky as we go towards 1 o'clock this afternoon. That'll probably hold through the rest of today. And then clouds will be around this evening, but they'll be gradually thinning out. High temperatures today, lots of mid-20s, a little colder north and west, 20 apiece for Wausau and for Antigo, and 18 for Rhinelander. Wind chills today in the teens. West winds won't be overwhelming at all, like around 5 or 10 miles an hour, but that's enough to knock those feeling temperatures down a few pegs. All right, so a quick little first alert update on our next weather maker. Thursday into Friday morning, we're going to have some passing snow showers. Slick roads will be a possibility. The severe weather outlook later this work week is in the low category. I really don't see any big snowstorms heading our way, but this nuisance snow, for those who don't like to travel in it, will be coming through at the end of the week as the jet stream begins to pick up some energy. Just a disturbance coming down from the Canadian Rockies. Another Alberta Clipper will help to spit out some more snow. There is some instability in the atmosphere by then, but there's not a ton of moisture, and so I think the snowfall totals will be on the light side. And the different computer models that you see in front of us here, the American GFS model and the European model on the right side, they both seem to advertise the same thing, about an inch or less of snow. All right, so right now in Green Bay, it is 22. It is feeling like 12 with a west wind at 9 miles an hour. We do have some snow showers right now. We're going to see flakes ending, clouds and patchy sunshine, a high of 26 degrees. A little more sunshine Tuesday into Wednesday, but a colder stretch with highs on either side of 20 degrees. And then it begins to warm back up Thursday into Friday. We'll have a breezy southwest wind pushing our high up to almost the freezing mark on Thursday. Some snow showers, morning flakes on Friday. The wind turns to the north and temperatures will begin to drop late Friday going into early in the weekend. Saturday's high 19, Sunday's high 29. Temperatures will be generally at and below average. And that's for next weekend. But before we wrap up weather, I want to, and I mentioned this on the TV side, I want to plant my first alert flag, if you will. Not this weekend, but next weekend, February 14th and February 15th. It's the Sturgeon Spearing Opener. And, you know, granted, this far in the future, this forecast can change, and it probably will. But my gut says, and this, of course, based on long-range computer data and my hunches, that we're going to have a mild weekend for sturgeon spearing. Highs getting up into the 30s. With some sun on Saturday and some clouds on Sunday, and that southwest wind on Saturday might be a little bit brisk. So we'll keep an eye on ice clarity and ice thickness as we get towards that weekend.
Steve, I need to know, how long did it take you to balance those sunglasses on his small little head?
Not very long. Here, I can do it again. Here, let's see here. Here, bear with me. I'm going off of IFB for a split second here. And now I'm going to plug back in.
I feel like
didn't take very long at all.
Are like the GFX, if that's what it's called, and the Euro models, except there's a lot less science with the groundhogs.
There's definitely a lot less science with the groundhog.
Yeah, right.
See, there we go. Yeah, see?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out Douglas for being, like I said, our resident. Yeah, bye Douglas. Good to see you on this Groundhog Day. Scott Diener. We know Scott very well, Steve.
Nice.
Sure do.
Happy Groundhog Day. Wishing
Hey.
you a happy Groundhog Day as well,
Yes, hey,
Scott.
Scott.
Happy Groundhog Day, Scott. Hope all's well with you.
Yeah, he says he does not miss the Green Bay winter weather, so we don't blame him. We don't blame him right now. Hopefully
That's
it's warm
okay.
up
We'll tough it out
in
just
St.
for you,
Louis.
Scott. You stay warm and enjoy your semi-retirement.
Steve, we will let you go. Get ready for Action 2 News mid-morning
bet.
at 9. Thanks so much for that look at the weather. Have a good day, my friend. You can catch him and Aisha at 9 o'clock on Action 2 News mid-morning. Tammy, it is Super Bowl week.
Yes.
Packers,
already.
unfortunately, not giving us someone to cheer for, but
No.
that doesn't mean we don't want to warn people, because perhaps we've got some Seahawks, some Patriots, or just some football fans in
Right.
general that are maybe being spontaneous, making the last minute trip, or just wanting to get some gear or things of that nature. And you've got some warnings for folks just to look out for a couple red flags out there on this Super Bowl week.
Yeah, Oshkosh Police Department shared this on their Facebook page, and it's really just a good reminder about fake tickets, fraudulent merchandise, because this doesn't just happen during Super Bowl week,
Sure.
but they're really putting it out there. Just to remind you to buy from verified sources. You know, if you're looking for tickets, buy through official platforms and trusted sellers. I've done stories on this before, not just tickets for, you know, the big games, but also for concerts and other events that you're looking for. I mean, people are trying to look for deals, right? So you always say if it's too good to be true, it's likely not real. And the unfortunate thing is sometimes people pay and get to the event.
And then they find out
and
that
they-
it's
yeah.
not legitimate.
Yeah, they think they've got downloaded tickets.
Sure.
And so, you know, it doesn't just happen with the Super Bowl. Also, to spot fake merchandise, you want to check for official, in this case, the NFL holograms, and verify the seller information. I talk a lot about this in, you know, verifying where you're going, the sites that you're going to. Again, have to watch out for that. And then also to beware of phishing scams. And this is on social media, this is maybe coming into your email. If something seems too good to be true, it's likely a scam, unfortunately. And then also the problem with clicking on these and sharing your information. Because I've talked to people, they said, you know, I ordered some merchandise, I thought it was authentic, boy, I got it in the mail.
Sure.
I got it, you know, it arrived. If they're lucky, it arrives, first of all. But second of all, it's just not the quality.
Sure.
And then, you know, they're saying, well, I try to get my money back, or you know, oftentimes that's hard. And then if you shared your payment information with them, and when I talk with, you know, the Better Business Bureau or Consumer Protection for Wisconsin, they'll say, you know, what is the risk that you just put yourself at there because you shared your payment information? So you really want to verify those sources. A really good tip, and I've been sharing this a lot on my recent consumer alerts. I shared it over the holidays when people were shopping. If you have an option on for your credit card to use a virtual card number, so this still goes through your credit card,
Sure.
but it's not the actual number. It is one number that is applied, and you can use it just for that site if you want, or you can call it your shopping,
Okay.
you know, whatever you would want to do. But that is highly recommended, consumer experts are saying, because if that number is compromised, your virtual number, and you only used it, let's say, for that one particular site, well, you know where the compromise is, okay?
And
If
then you
it-
can find,
and you can find it, and you don't have to cancel your whole account. So that's highly recommended if you have that option. So that's always good to know.
That's great
If
advice.
you're going online shopping, you know. And then also, just the things that you see on social media, you really do have to watch out for that. Because while there are some legitimate sellers on there, there are also people who are
A lot of them take advantage of
taking
the
advantage,
quick
right.
scroll and click,
Yeah.
and then you're left
Exactly.
scamming out of money.
So Oshkosh Police just sharing that. They have a lot of good scam prevention tips just about sharing personal information. You know, really verify before you give out information, not trusting phone numbers, you know, if it looks like it's coming from law enforcement, all those kind of things that we talk about. So just a good reminder as we're in the new year, and I thought I would share that with them,
Yeah.
with all of you. And just a good reminder also just to check your accounts as well. I think we talk about New Year, like resolutions and habits, right? And about being physically healthy
Sure.
and being active. Well, how about like not just financially, but also just being secure with your accounts, checking your bank accounts, checking your credit card statements. And I mean, I might be hyper vigilant because I do what I do. So checking them daily might seem a little excessive. I know my family kind of picks on me a little bit, but
She
I
makes
feel-
sure that us on the morning team we're
know.
prepared
I
too.
feel
We
it's-
know.
I feel it's so important, and it just keeps you on top of that. And also checking your credit reports. You can do that for free, and you can do that as often as you want. It doesn't ding your credit score at all. You're checking in, and that's so important to see if any new accounts were open, any activity that you aren't aware, you know, that you didn't authorize. So just those good tips just to be aware. And I always appreciate people asking questions, sharing their information, and you know, if they have an issue or something, I get a lot of emails and I try to follow up on them, emails, Facebook comments as
Sure.
well. So working on some news stories, following up on some cryptocurrency scams
Yeah.
that I've been reporting on.
We've been hitting those pretty hard
Yeah,
because they've been so
cryptocurrency and-
relevant.
Yes, and the Bitcoin kiosk. So I'm going to continue to work on that. I've got a couple interviews lined up this week, so you can look for that coming up in my Consumer First Alert reports.
Always looking forward to it. You can find all of Tammy's awesome reports at our website, WBAY.com. Just head to the Consumer First Alert tab. And again, you'll have the links to everything right there. And then you can always hear us chat about it on Monday mornings as well. We're taking another live look out there, just showing us a few snow flurries outside of our station here in Green Bay, the Brown County Courthouse there, the flag blowing in the wind. I like this view as well here. Going to show it one more time. We'll leave you with this one today, folks. Happy Groundhog Day. Phil says 6 more weeks of winter. Jimmy says spring is coming early, and Douglas is just enjoying some shades with Steve. So have a great Monday. We will see you all tomorrow on Action 2 News this morning starting at 4:30.